Charizard! What's going on, everybody? It is I, Top 10 Pokemon, and today, yep, you guessed it, I'm bringing you a top 10 list. And today's top 10 list will be the top 10 most expensive Charizard Pokemon sales of 2022 so far. Now, over a year ago, I did a top 10 expensive Charizard list, but the prices back then were drastically different than they are today, so I thought it would be a good idea to revisit this top 10 list. So we'll be going over the top 10 most expensive sales this year, and we'll also be comparing a lot of these cards' prices from what they were back over a year ago to what they are today. Folks, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so we can get to 20,000 subscribers for this channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will be linking my eBay affiliate link below if you'd like to support me that way as well. Now, Charizard plays second fiddle to no one, being the most popular Pokemon of all time. Well, except for maybe Pikachu. But Charizard is always the hit in every single set released, so let's start this video off with the number 10 most expensive Charizard sale of 2022, which was the Charizard from Legendary Collection. The reverse foil in PSA 10 has sold most recently in auction for $12,200. And it's kind of interesting because if we compare this sale to the sale over a year ago, it's only decreased about $300. So what was once in the number 7 spot last year, this year is the number 10 most expensive Charizard card sale of 2022. Coming in at number 9, we have the first edition Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny set that in PSA 10 has most recently sold for $13,000 even. Not much else to say about this. We see Shining Charizards come through all the time, along with the base set Charizards, Crystal Charizards, so this was the most recent auction sale that I could find for this card. The number 8 most expensive Charizard sale is from Expedition Set. This holographic Charizard in PSA 10 sold in auction a couple months ago for $17,400, which is down a pretty good amount from last year's sale of $21,443. So this Charizard was once the 3rd most expensive card ever, now the number 8 most expensive on today's list. The number 7 most expensive sale is a Charizard Black Star promo. This level X Charizard in PSA 10 has sold in auction for 21,000 big ones. Folks, this is an extremely low population card, extremely hard to grade. It was almost always damaged when it first arrived on shelves, making it very, very difficult to get a PSA 10. This one right here, the number 7 most expensive. Coming in at number 6, we have the Gold Star Charizard from EX Dragon Frontiers that had a recent auction sale of $23,400. And folks, much like the Legendary Collection Charizard, this one's value hasn't moved very much from last year. Last year, it was in the number 2 spot, selling at $25,400. This year, the number 6 most expensive card. And speaking of Legendary Collection, the number 5 most expensive Zard is the regular holo from Legendary Collection that in PSA 10 sold this year for $24,000. Just barely beating out the Gold Star Charizard. Once again, another very, very low population card. I will put the pop-up on the screen of how many PSA 10 examples there are of this card. It is tough to get your hand on, which makes it the number 5 most expensive card on this list. Coming in number 4 is this 25th anniversary Japanese staff Charizard card that was handed out to the illustrators and staff of the Pokemon Company. In a CGC 9.5, this card sold for $25,200. This was a card I had never even seen before until I noticed it doing the auctions of the week. But yeah, very, very tough to get your hands on it. It's basically a staff promo card, the number 4 most expensive on our list today. Getting down to the final 3, we're going to see some pretty big numbers, folks. The number 3 most expensive Charizard is this Chinese holographic Charizard card in PSA 10 that sold via PWCC for $30,000. Why would an unlimited Chinese holographic Charizard sell for $30,000? Because there's only 3 of them in the world that is graded a PSA 10. So here you got the perfect storm of top tier popularity in the base set Charizard combined with a very scarce amount of PSA 10 examples. This Chinese Charizard holo is the 3rd most expensive sale this year. The number 2 most expensive sale that I could find is this Techno Charizard from the Topps Chrome series that in PSA 10 sold for $60,000. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of these Topps cards, but I do know it's very hard to get your hands on a PSA 10 example. This one right here, $60,000. What do y'all think of that? And before we get into our number 1 most expensive Zard, which I think you all know what that's going to be, let's go over a few, well, more than a few, very honorable mentions. Here we saw a CGC 10 perfect example of the Celebrations Charizard from the Classic Collection that sold for $1,859 in auction. Here we got a lineup of Black Label modern Zards to go over. This one right here is the Charizard GX from Hidden Fates that has sold recently in auction for $2,880. And what's insane about that is that over a year ago, this card was selling for over $10,000. But not so much anymore. The Black Label Charizard V from Champion's Path sells for about $3,000, while the Black Label Charizard V-Star Rainbow Rare from Brilliant Stars sells for about $5,322. Here we just had a sale the other day of the Charizard VMAX BGS 10 Black Label from Shining Fates. It sold for $7,652. The first edition Blaine's Charizard Holo from Gym Challenge sells nowadays for about $3,439. Whereas a year ago, it was selling for about $6,900. The first edition Dark Charizard Holo had a recent sale of $4,050. The Charizard from Black and White Plasma Storm has recently sold for $6,000 even, while the Charizard Holo from Stormfront set has sold in a PSA 10 for $8,100. The very underrated Base 2 Charizard in PSA 10 had a recent auction sale of $8,300. And a BGS 10 Japanese base set Charizard Holo has sold most recently for $9,900. The PSA 10 Staff pre-release Charizard from Evolution set has most recently sold for $10,500 in auction, while the Crystal Charizard has come down quite a bit from what it was over a year ago, most recently selling for $12,000 even, and back then this card was selling for over $21,000. Which brings me to the number one most expensive Charizard, and it is still the first edition base set Zard that in PSA 10 has very recently sold in auction for $210,000. Now, I'm about to blow your minds, folks. Ready? Your mind's about to be blown. This card, at one point in time, had a sale of $506,000. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this Charizard list in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for tuning in. Give the video a like on your way out, and I will catch you in my next one.